Hi, Mr. Richards here. Today's lesson is on circles and circumference. A circle is the set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a given point in the plane. Now, the given point here is called the center. The distance from the center to any point on the circle is the radius. So center to the any point on the circle is the radius. The distance across the circle through the center is the diameter. And the distance around the circle is called the circumference. It's a fancy word for a perimeter of a circle. So the circumference C of a circle is equal to the diameter times pi, or 2 times its radius times pi. And so we have the two formulas, circumference equals pi times diameter, and circumference equals 2 pi r. And when you think about it, the radius, well, if you have two radiuses, that's equal to the diameter. And so the only difference between the two formulas are, instead of diameter, one has 2 times r. The ratio of the circumference to the diameter is equal to 3.1415926 and on forever, which is represented by the Greek letter pi. So circumference divided by diameter is equal to pi. So now we're asked to find the circumference of the circle and round to the nearest tenth. Well, we have the formula circumference equals pi times diameter. In this example, we're given the diameter, and so we might as well use circumference equals pi times diameter. Now for these questions, we're going to approximate pi as 3.14, and then our diameter is 12. So our circumference is going to be about equal to 37 68 hundredths inches. However, we need to round to the nearest tenth, and so when we look over to the hundredths, we do need to round the 6 up to 7. So our circumference is going to be about equal to 37 7 tenths inches. And it's just inches because we're just looking at a distance, not area or volume. In this example, we're again finding the circumference of the circle and rounding to the nearest tenth, but this time we're given just the radius, not the diameter. And so we can use the formula circumference equals 2 pi r, 2 times pi times the radius. So circumference is going to be about equal to 2 times 3.14 times our radius of 7.1. or 7 1/10. The product of these numbers is about equal to 44 588 thousandths. And again, we're looking to round to the nearest tenth. So when we look over to the hundredths, we're again going to round up. So circumference is going to be about equal to 44 6/10 meters. So when you're given the diameter, you can use circumference equals pi times diameter. When you're given the radius, you can use the formula circumference equals 2 pi r. And now for our real-world problem involving circumference. A landscaper has a tree whose roots form a ball-shaped bulb with a circumference of 110 inches. What is the minimum diameter of the hole that the landscaper will have to dig in order to plant the tree? And round to the nearest inch. Well, we're given the circumference is 110 inches. We're looking for the diameter, and so if we were to use the formula circumference equals pi times diameter, we can then substitute in the 110 for the circumference is about equal to 3.14 for pi, and then putting in d for diameter so we can solve for d. And now we have a one-step equation. So if we simply divide both sides of our equation by 3.14, this will cancel out on the right side, and we would be left with 35.03 is about equal to the diameter. And in this question, we're looking to round to the nearest whole inch, which is in our ones place, and that 0 is not going to round that up, so we're going to just have an answer of 35 inches is about what the diameter needs to be, at minimum. And that is it for this lesson on circles and circumference. Good luck.